This is a field cultivator that me and William have. It was sold by OZ Implement. It's 13 feet wide. I'm going to try to put those baskets over there with their 12.5 feet, I believe. I'm probably going to delete these outer two wings on each side so that the baskets will work in there. It's a white 385. I'm going to delete these spring tooth things. They always drag up trash and things. And then I will see if these baskets will mount up. Even if the baskets don't mount up, I am going to still get rid of these here. Well, I'm back at it. I got one of the baskets off. I really probably could have made that a 3-point, but then I would have been hunting shovels today. Plus I wanted to see what I could do with this white unit. Drive to Rural King. That was a letdown. No U-bolts. John Deere had 3 U-bolts, but they were too long. So that's exhausted the supply of Mattoon, Illinois' hardware capabilities. So we're going to make some brackets and be able to use bolts and hold these on. I do feel I'm going to have to do 1, 2, 3, 4 and move them to the inside here to pick up some spacing. I think that's going to flex back into the basket. There's quite a bit of space between these and not much over there. So I'm hoping that picks me up a little. It appears like it's going to pick me up at least 4 inches, maybe 6, I don't know. So that's the plan, and to see if this thing works as good as a Unverferth Perfecta. Don't know for sure if it will, but I'm going to give it a try. Can't seem to find a Perfecta to purchase. Plan of action is to make a bracket out of this square tube or C channel, punch holes in it for the 3-inch mounting holes. I am going to make my holes slotted so I have a little forgiveness, and then work on getting these mounted up. Got our Ellis set up, 5-inch pieces of C channel. Got to make 2, 4, 6 pieces. Finally got everything set up. I'm on my last bracket using the iron worker. Now, really ain't supposed to punch C-channel this way. It's hard to get it back off the die, but I come up with a solution that works pretty decent for this. May not be the best way, but it's working for me, and I want to get this done on a Saturday. So I've got those made. The idea is with the slotted slots, you give me some wiggle room on lining everything up when I'm by myself. Those rollers are kind of heavy. So that's what I went with. We'll get a bracket mounted up, see if we can get one mounted. Okay, I am working over here to get in the shade a little bit. Got my baskets off, got rid of the other part we're not using, stacked up the spring harrows we took off the back here. So what I'm going to do now is get these bolts here torched. I'm just going to torch them. I think it'll be about as broad as it is long to do that. And what I will do then is have this outer foot off of each side, so should have the exact amount of baskets width that I need. Alright, we got those burned off. So now we are under the width, or the exact width of the rollers, I do believe. So we will get some back here, kind of do a preliminary mount up and see what it looks like. Okay, we're going to mount up our first basket, see how that comes together. So I got the forklift there. Them things are heavy, so we're going to be adding some weight, but I don't think any more weight than what we took off of it. Maybe a little bit more, I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're doing. I have the second unit mounted. The heat is getting to me today. I also did not buy enough hardware, so I'm having to reuse some of the old bolts from those spring harrows. No big deal. And so I like the fit so far. I am worried, as you can see here, about how close that shovel is. I just don't know if that'll come back to it, or if I just ought to take the time right now and move those. You can see that one is done. Move those that far forward, and that's probably what I'm going to do, depending on how well the day goes. So far it ain't went too bad. Probably started about 10 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock now. So I'm liking it so far, and I think it's going to come out correct here on the corner for the last basket. So here we go. I have everything bolted on. Pretty happy with the fit up. I could honestly probably move everything over by loosening those U-bolts over about an inch, but then again, I do have it. I don't know what I'll do yet. I still might do that depending on how the day goes, but it is covering everything except maybe an inch of that outer shovel. But with the tractor this will be on, there won't be GPS, so that it will probably be overlapping a little anyway. It's got to be better than what we had. So now I'm going to attempt, as I've been working on this, I've been looking at these, and that whole front bar has those brackets in front of the bar. Then this one has it in front of the bar except for two in the middle, and then these were all behind it. It's almost like they were put together haphazardly. I don't know what theory behind it, but I'm wondering if all of them, they would all have the same distance if they were all in the front. So I'm hoping like trash don't build up if we have some green areas and cover crop areas. So we'll have to see. So I'm going to lift this up now so I can work more standing up and see how it looks, and see about changing these to the front. I've got one done. So you have to take the big bolt out of the bottom, and then the mounting bar goes through the cultivator shank, whereas out here they were probably pre-assembling and mounting them on, but we're going to change them, and it don't take too long. I got my second one off. There's 6 on the back. If I really want to get ambitious today, there's 2 right there, so there'd be 8 to go. 9 actually, because I'm starting on this one. I don't have a tripod here today, so it's been hard for me to show you any work in action, just showing you what's going on. I have to remove this bolt. That's a Teflon nut. Want to reuse it. Takes an air hammer. It's full of dirt and rust in here. and then it's a matter of just spinning it 360 with the spring. I don't even think, the first one I took the spring out, but I don't think I'm going to have to take the spring out now. Come up with a system. So it took a while to get that out, back and forth, even with the air hammer. A lot of dirt and rust in there. So like I said, all I had to do was spin it. This is the way it was when I got it apart, like that. So I just spin it 180 degrees, take it back over to the machine, check my threads on the big bolt, and I'm ready to then assemble it back on the unit. Well, we have another one done. This big bolt is taking the longest right there. That is filled with dirt and rust, and you have to move it 1/4 of an inch, pound it back, move it 1/4 of an inch, pound it back, keep adding PB blaster to it. So we've got 4 more on the back, and then we can let it go, because those up there I don't think are going to cause us any problems, and I'm getting tired. I'm going to go in and get some water, come back out, attack another 2 of them, and see how we get along. One last thing, since I'm finished, I think this was all during those mergers between Minnie, Oliver, and White, and I think there's a lot of Oliver paint coming through this cultivator, field cultivator. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know what you guys see, but I think these were all on those lines during those times of turmoil and transition. So they just turned around and painted them red and called them a white. It's 5 minutes till 6 in the evening. All of the shanks have been properly aligned. So we are the furthest away from the rolling baskets as we can be with this design. If we needed to be further away, we'd have to build some blocks out further. I changed even the ones in the middle, so everything is on with the mounting plates on the front of the bars. So that means all the spacing between the shovels should be at the proper spacing. Allow a maximum amount of trash through. Hopefully we won't be going through too much trash. So this is the closest thing I could find on short notice to an Unverferth Perfecta. So hopefully it works. I think it's a little heavier duty than theirs. Next year we'll see how these shovels look once we shine them up. But maybe next year we'll put on new shovels. And my younger brother even wants to paint the thing. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Like, share, and subscribe. It helps William's channel grow.